this weekend, of course, it is Memorial Day. And we would like to know, what are your plans? What are you doing today? You're traveling. Chris is going to have a check on the roads. We are weather aware today, so you might want to plan your events around that. But first, there are several events going on today in our area that we want to tell you about to help honor our nation's heroes, those who have sacrificed their lives for our freedom. And this morning, hundreds of motorcyclists gathering at Thompson Park. And then at 9 a.m., they're going to head off on their annual Memorial Day ride through Uptown. In Gaston County, leaders are holding an event at Memorial Park at 10 a.m. And the town of Fort Mill will also have their event this morning at 10 at Unity Cemetery.
So on top of all that, we've got a bunch of closings to let y'all know about as well. Expect all of your businesses to be closed, especially those that are going to be government buildings and banks. Post offices also closed. It does mean that most of the FedEx and UPS pickup and delivery services aren't going to be available either. And if you're looking to get last-minute holiday cookout items, keep in mind Costco is going to be closed as well. Then for those taking public transportation, CATS is adjusting some of its services for Memorial Day as well. So their bus, rail, and then paratransit services, they're operating on a Saturday schedule instead. And then the CATS call center, the Pass and Sales and Information Office that's at the CATS Center, that's going to be closed. For more information, you just want to go ahead and download the app or just go to CATS website. So a lot going on, but I am hoping that folks are enjoying their day off, especially for those who, well, get the day off. But it's going to be, it might be difficult with the weather depending on.
I mean, you know, it depends upon the time frame. I think most of it will be this morning as we check and see what's going on at the moment. This is a live view from the Charlotte Motor Speedway out there. We're looking at nice conditions at the Speedway. Looking at not a lot of traffic there at the moment. Chris, yeah, we'll talk about some weather first of all. It's calmed down quite a bit since last evening. Look at the radar picture. Had some severe weather north of here up towards Wilkes County. Abandoned some moderate to heavy rainfall. Tracking across the Sandhills. Heaviest rain and storms have been southwest of here. You got that one storm system up there near Sparta, near just to the northeast of downtown Wilkesboro, North Wilkesboro. The most severe weather threat this morning has really been across parts of Alabama. Into North Georgia, around Huntsville, Alabama, they've had some strong storms today. Not to a chance we couldn't see a few storms here moving into the areas. We get through the morning hours between about 8 and 11. I think is the time frame we could see some heavy rain. Not to a chance of a couple of strong storms, and everything moves east of here. Only a slight chance of storms during the afternoon. So highs low to mid 80s. Areas of heavy rain where you see those storms move through. Gusty winds, large hail. And not to an isolated spin-up tornado. It's that time of the year, and we see that kind of thing around here. Look at the rain chances going down to 0 for several days and only a 20% chance for the upcoming weekend. So that is the good news. And looking ahead to the end of the week, I like that temperature on Friday. 79 degrees.
And it's not going to be as humid as well.
Stormy either.
Loving it.
Yeah.
What's going on as far as situations on the streets?
I do want to build up a moment real quick. So, as Larry mentioned, it's more of a morning event. There is going to be a slight chance for a second coming of an isolated thunderstorm, but realistically, once the rain stops, that's the time to get outside, do everything that you need to. I don't think the secondary threat is going to be really nearly as vast. So, this is actually working out. So, yes, maybe if you were trying to get things done earlier, not so much. But then I think once you get to the afternoon, I think you're going to be good.
Okay, we'll take it. Save the cookouts for the day.
Yes, so it's not ruined whatsoever, but I do want to bring up some really important stats on this day, and this surprises us whenever I bring this up, that the most dangerous holiday weekend is actually Memorial Day weekend, and Memorial Day itself. Check out some of these stats. 52% of all the fatalities that we've actually had on this date weren't wearing a seatbelt. So, number one, wear a seatbelt. That's going to cut it down also. But 37% involved a drunk driver. So just really keep that in mind. And those are harrowing stats because people treat Memorial Day weekend as the unofficial start to summer. So just be responsible. And this is mind-blowing. And it was backed up by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration that 12 red lights are blown through every second on this day in this
Memorial Day?
On Memorial Day.
Okay, so slow down when you're going through the red lights today.
And
Double check.
I never really would have thought about that. And I think that you have to be also mindful because a lot of times, especially here in Charlotte, you almost have to be a defensive driver. So just really keep that in mind that maybe that you might have the right of way. Make sure that person is slowing down.
Driving over this past weekend was hard. On Saturday, I was out of town in South Carolina. It took me forever to go down to South and to get back. I took every optional way to get out. Luckily, knowing all the different options, but it's 85 down near Spartanburg is a nightmare.
Yeah.
If you can't stay away, it's just not good.
So even if the light's green, you still got to look around and make sure no one's blowing through those red lights.
Like, I want to go, but that person is still going very, very fast.
I've done that too. I've almost stopped and be like, are you going to stop or not?
I was about to say, I'll stop and wait for them to figure it out.
This is why AAA says that the worst time to travel is between 3 and 7 p.m. After that, it's going to be less traffic. Because also think about that at that point, that especially today, people are waiting for the rain. People are trying to rush to that cookout. Also at this point, maybe people did too much that they shouldn't at that cookout. So I would really just say to make sure to drive safe. So I'm going to be your PSA here, because I really had no idea until like a couple of years ago how much actually happens on this date as far as the traffic.
Yeah, I was surprised when you told me that. I thought it was 4th of July.
I think a lot of people assume, but I don't understand why. I think maybe because more people are traveling on the road. Like Memorial Day isn't something you usually fly for. That was the reason I was trying to find.
Unofficial beginning of summer.
Yeah.
But you know, you're right about travel. On Saturdays, I travel almost out of town almost every Saturday. And thinking back to all the previous holidays, more traffic this Saturday, Memorial Weekend, than I've ever seen. And people driving crazy.
Yeah,
and a lot of people on motorcycles doing things they should never think about doing.
And I think it's all summer that you're driving with, because the top two, as we mentioned, is Memorial Day and Labor Day. So the pretty much the unofficial end and the unofficial beginning. So I think at that point, people are just rushing, really consumed with that. So that's why I really want to say that we have weather in the morning, also wet roads on top of that. And then we have the stats that are not on our side. So be traffic aware. It's not a term. Weather aware is an actual thing, especially this morning.
All right, great.
Well, here's to hoping you have a happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, we're getting no comments, so I'm assuming everyone is
enjoying their day,
enjoying their time with their friends and family, and to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom to enjoy days like today.